right, everybody, let's get this going. We are slowly working into this. This is my first video, so a lot to learn from my part. This is going to be my channel. I'm going by 51316. Of course, that's not my real, but it's what I'm going to be known as. So, with that being said, today I'm going to talk about the Drip network. I've been into crypto for a while now, but extremely casual. You know, most folks maybe, and I say most that are involved, they'll own a few coins here or there, maybe a couple different types, the basic ones. But anyways, I'll just start briefly with, I jumped into a little Bitcoin, little Ethereum, had XRP as well, and still have a little bit of it, but that's about as far as I got for years. I was just holding, trying to see if it was going to gain value, didn't fiddle with it too much, more into the stock market, but slowly came back. And about a month ago, actually a month ago during the break, Christmas vacation and whatnot, had a bunch of time, did some research, and landed on this somehow. YouTube is magic, right? So whatever I've watched led me here, and so I found the Drip network, joined up, watched a bunch of videos, have joined a lot of people in the community, and I have hopped into this thing pretty well. So I'm going to talk to you about what it is, and I'll keep this video short because I'll be trying to do a bunch of videos like this and hopefully help out people that are interested in new things in crypto. Yeah, so all right, well, that said, let's take a look at the page. So pretty simple, right? I'll start, let me start with this actually. Before we jump into the page, this is probably the safer play. So the most important thing in crypto, let's come over here. This is the wallet that I'm using. There are other wallets out there. Just more familiar with this one, and I think this is probably the more traditional wallet that's being used by people. I don't know all the other names. I've seen them, but I don't remember all of them off the top of my head. So the key thing on the wallet, never share your secret recovery phrase when you create it. So you go here. This is an extension inside of Google Chrome or Brave, Firefox, whatever you're using, right? It's an extension and it gets installed. You create your account, and they give you a 12-word recovery phrase in a particular order, right? So random. That recovery phrase is your key back in if you ever lose this. Forget your password, because you put a password in here just like anything. You can't get that back if you don't have that recovery phrase. So, if that's not already bad enough, that recovery phrase is also what loses your wallet. If anybody ever hacks you, you have that stored on your computer in a digital format, whether that be in text or in a picture, you're toast. They can get a hold of that, clean your wallet out, and that's the end of that game. So plenty more issues out there, things to be careful of, but I have faith that everybody out in this world can take care of their wallet. I figured it out, and I'm not the only person. That being said, this is the wallet I use. You simply install it, you create it, you have an address, and that address is what you'll use to receive, send money, in this situation, to buy the Drip token, which is what we're going to talk about next. I'm not going to go into MetaMask and show the examples of that. There is more than enough out there, people walking through that. I want to try to stay focused on Drip and, future projects that I'm involved in, or past projects, since I'm already involved in a lot of them, but future projects that I'll do videos on. So, all right, well, that said, Drip Network. So Forex Shark, you can see the names here, BB and team. So he's a pretty major developer. I didn't know who he was at first, but I've heard a lot of AMAs. I bought into this before I'd really heard and done a ton of research. I did a good bit, but I guess became even more of a believer that I had faith in this. And take that for what you will. I have faith in it. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. But I have definitely gotten to the position that I believe this is going to continue to go in a good direction. Even if it doesn't, I'll touch on that. There are spreadsheets available out there. I can try to link one, although I don't know if I have permission, so we'll see. Not my spreadsheet, it's one I utilize that's provided from another member of the community out there. great spreadsheet that shows you some of the math over time and how things work if the price drops. But great team, I'll say that. I have a lot of confidence in this guy. He's created the Drip network, and he's got other projects that he's done in the past. Plus, he's done other projects like ongoing right now. So there's a lot of stuff going on, and yeah, I think this has got a lot of potential. So let's get into this. So this is assuming you've got your wallet set up and you have BNB in your wallet, and this is on the Binance Smart Chain. So of course you need BNB for fees. If you need more information on some of this stuff, or I'm leaving anything out, make sure you ask in the comments, and I'll definitely help you guys out. So you have the BNB, whatever value you have. Let's say this is my balance in my wallet. So if I were going to come in here and purchase Drip, and I'll get to the fun page in a minute, but this is just like going through the steps, right? So, I'd put 1 BNB in here. Easy enough. It says if I were to purchase, I'm going to get, a little over 2 Drip, right? So I guess for start, since I can't show you, you will enable the contract. There'll be an approve. You have to approve before you can spend. But once you accept that, MetaMask essentially gives you pop downs from the extension up here, so that's integrated there. It'll ask if you want to approve, and you approve. There's always a BNB fee associated with your transactions, of course, on the blockchain. You have to pay small fees. They're not major. It could be 15 cents to 80 cents. So you always got to keep some BNB in your wallet. But anyways, you buy it. It would go into your wallet, and you would actually see it right here because this is the Drip balance of your wallet. This is also where you'd sell it when we get to that point. But anyway, so say you bought it. Now you've got, we'll say you bought 100 Drip, right? And the price right now, by the way, 165.70. It's been kind of moving around. There's a lot of stuff going on with the developer. Not this project, but his other projects that indirectly work with Drip. So lots of stuff going on right now. People had a lot of capital coming in because there's a ton of growth, and then there's some people that are selling right now, trying to build capital for his next project, which is just going to feed back in the Drip. So I don't want to say the sky's the limit, but I have some faith that this next project, it launches on Tuesday, really the second part of the project, but it's going to, I think, drive Drip to continue to go up. So I think I bought in, it's more than doubled since the beginning of the month when I bought in. So good numbers right now. You never know where things are going to go, but looking good. So, all right, so you bought your Drip. Let's move on to the Faucet Page. So in here, you'll have your deposit area right here. I do not remember if you have to enable a contract for this side too. I'm going to say you may, but for sure, before you can even deposit, I know you have to add a buddy. And I'm, shout out here for myself, please add me as a buddy if you found this useful and you end up investing. I'm hoping this is helpful for everybody. This does help me, but long term, my intent is I only have one person on the team right now. Once I get more people on the team, my intent is to pay the team back through airdrops. So not planning on keeping all the stuff you guys give me. I plan on trying to get back once I get up and moving. I'm still fresh in this as well. But you put the buddy in, you would accept that. You have to establish it, and then it allows you to deposit your Drip. And here's the actual deposit. So right now I have no Drip. All of mine has gone into here. I'm not doing anything but putting it in here. And this system works by keeping the community compounding because the growth potential is insane in this. So the whole idea is, and everybody's got a different strategy. I'm just going to tell you what mine is. Technically, you could compound every day, which is to say, whatever is made available, you can put back in your deposit, right? So that continues to grow. And as a result of that growing, your max payout grows. These two are tied together. You just simply multiply your deposit by 3.65. In other words, the output of this really is you get paid about 365% max. Okay? So that's your total push out of this. You get paid 1% daily. So 1% of my current, I'll end up getting about 0.2 Drip a day. So it just keeps running, right? So 1% a day. So this max payout also matches this. When I compound, this goes back into the deposit. Pretty simple, right? So that's about 0.3. So that'd take me over 21, just shy of 21.2, right? So essentially you're constantly growing that deposit. And as a result, this always increases as that deposit increases, because it's always 3.65 times the deposit. So it continues to grow and grow and grow. The max payout you can ever have in drip in your wallet is capped right now, and I assume it'll stay at 100,000 drip. So you'd never want to actually deposit more than whatever that max payout's sitting at when it hits 100,000, because there's no benefit. So the point is, there comes a point when you would not want to do anything but claim what isn't available and put that back in your wallet and then sell it, right? That's the whole point of this, is you want to get some passive income. Now, whether you claim from day one, claim every day, or if you hydrate every day, or if you have a strategy where you do one day and then do the opposite the next day, that's totally up to you. There's spreadsheets out there that give you tons of help with a plan and what the results are. So right now, I'm compounding every other day until I hit 100 drip in my wallet, or excuse me, in my deposit. So the whole point of that is I want to get to a larger amount so I can have one drip, hence the 1%. I want to get that at that point before I start claiming, and I'll claim one day, hydrate the next, claim one day, hydrate the next, and I'll just keep running that, right? Until I hit the 100K here, because at that point, there is no reason to do anything but claim. All right, so the magic here, and why I think this is sustainable, because everybody comes in that I've talked to about this, how can it be sustainable? Well, there's other things like this that exist all in DeFi and dApps, but, and I say like, I'm going to say they're 10, 25% like this. They've evolved this and changed the game quite a bit. So there are taxes built into this. Growth obviously helps anything, right? So growth helps this, but the taxes are where this really, really shines. Obviously not for the user, but hey, if you want this to last, you got to do some taxes. The taxes get put back in, and that's how people get paid out. So relatively small. When you deposit, there's a 10% tax. That tax goes back into the fountain, or the contract, really, and that is what's used to pay out. I believe you can see right here the supply. So there is a limited supply. There's the contract balance. So we'll come back up here, go back to Faucet again. So we can ignore this part for right now. This isn't the most important part, I'd say. Teammates, of course, anybody that joins this can add new people, and so you do benefit. I get stuff back. That's what I said in the beginning. I want to give back to people that are on my team eventually. Obviously, I don't know when I'll be able to do that, but I want to do it at some point once my wallet gets established. I want my team to not just benefit me. I want to benefit the team, because I've seen how good this is. If I had gotten back in April, I think it's when this launched, it's staggering when you see the math on this. All right, so that's enough about that. These are the most important things. Claimed, obviously, once you hit max payout, you're done. So you want to get to 100K here, and then your claim's going to hit 100K, and that's when you're done one day. But this is just my math, right? This is from the spreadsheet. If drip was $70, and I bought it a little bit cheaper than that, but the math I did was $70. If I did the strategy that I chose, I talked about that. If I did that strategy, in 5 years, my payout was going to be USD 2.3 million. So it's insane. It's, too good to be true, but the math is there. The math backs it. It's just a matter of this supporting itself. And you can look at the spreadsheets to see where you are over time, to see when you break even on your investment. That's what everybody is interested in to start with, right? I'm looking at the 5-year. I also want to know when I break even. All that stuff's out there. If you want to look at it plainly, 1% every day means 100 days, and that's ignoring deposit and taxes on the sales. So ignoring that, right? 100 days. So if you claimed all the time, you could go that route. I would not recommend that, but that's totally up to each person and what they feel is best for their financial strategy. All right, so we talked about the deposit, right? So when you hydrate, dump that available back in, that's a 5% tax. So 5% is sent back. When you claim, there is a 10% tax. That gets put into your wallet. You then have to sell if you actually want to take profits off of that, to get it back to a US version or a fiat currency, whatever it is you're trading in. If you want to get it back, then you got to actually sell it for the BNB, and that's another 10% tax. That math, I think, works out to 19% total tax, which sucks, but it's the way the system runs, and it's still, in the end, that 2.3 million was insane, and that is after the taxes. Doesn't even matter. It's silly. It doesn't matter how much you put in here. I'm going to say that up front. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. The whole point is, if the person that buys 1 drip and the person that buys 100 drip, the person with 100 drip is not going to be different than the person with 1 drip for the most part. It's all about speed. The person with 100 drip, its max payout faster. Does that make sense? I guess, the math, I don't want to get into the math because the math gets so tiring and gets old for some people, but the 1 drip compounding just takes longer to get bigger, right? If you start with 100 though, it's a little faster and it just continues to go from there. So just keep that in mind. It's not about the amount of money that you have sitting there, it's just time. Compounding is huge. Anybody that's involved in the stocks and everything else and banking, compounding is the name of the game. All right. I don't really have anything else specific, so I'm going to go ahead and show you the price. This is 7 days. Let's look at the 90-day, right? So, all right, even better, the 180. So, well, if this will update, that doesn't look like 180 days to me, but I think we're broken here, guys. Let's refresh. There we go. And we're still not going to show that, but that's okay. If you go back, the price would have been insane way back in early December and before that, according to this. I don't know if this is totally accurate, but I do know it was much cheaper, and it had spikes that dropped towards the middle of last year. But I think there was maybe a little bit of a bear in the crypto side. It dropped some and came back fine. And since then, there's been some new techniques, I believe, with how drip functions that have been put into place to help correct that. So actually, there's a chart that I've seen that shows right now, during all this stuff going on with crypto again, where we're having some bad drops, drip has held its price pretty well. It's kind of crazy. But if you look at this, so we hit, I don't even think this is completely accurate. This I think takes into account taxes. So it's not going to match the price on the page because the price on the page is not looking at the tax price. So this is after taxes, right? But you can see the massive run up this has had. The drop here, people are trying to get some liquidity to put into the next project that is being worked in conjunction to indirectly help out drip. So some people are taking liquidity to move it over, but that dump is going to end up coming back into drip. It's kind of insane if you get into that. And for those of you that are aware, it's called the animal farm. So a lot of cross action flow there, a lot of recirculation that's going to happen, I think, and it's going to make both thrive. But anyways, that's just a look at the price. So I think this project is great. I personally have put in, not a lot of money, just over 1,000. So hoping to grow that. Would love to grow the team. I'm going to put my wallet address down below with the link. Always make sure you go to the proper links, by the way, guys. Drip.community. So drip.community, make sure you have the secure version. So HTTPS. Never type in or Google search and click on the wrong link. Just ensure you have the right links, guys. You never want to go to a scam website and get in trouble with your wallet. So if you go here, make sure you use my wallet address, please. I'll put the information in the description. And please, any comments, questions, ask away. I think that's going to be it for here, guys. I appreciate you watching my video. And hopefully I'll have some more in the future on other projects, as well as more information on Drip, depending on where this goes. Thanks all.